And I would argue, obviously, the most important part of any marketing plan or campaign is in the execution, right? So what I've tried to kind of communicate throughout this discussion is that you need to be testing. You need to be really focused on the actual results that are getting in there. I'm really trying to draw a line here between that and kind of this idea of creating a theoretical document. We all know that you're a great writer. You got through law school, you write briefs all the time, things like that. Writing a great document for your marketing plan really doesn't matter. You do not need anything fancy, and that is not going to be your key to success. You do not need to develop some giant document that lists out multiple strategies and every single detail, because really at the core, you need to be nimble to test that and move on quickly. And so writing it out like that is just really not practical, and it's going to give you no better result than if you just kind of keep tabs on it and have your quote marketing plan on the back of a napkin, as long as you stick to it. And this is really where I want you to think about it and focus on the fact that like execution is the most important part of this of the equation, because most successful law firms, they really don't do anything groundbreaking or unique. They often typically will do the same stuff. The SEO, they're doing advertising, maybe they've got a good organic social. There's a couple of other marketing strategies as well that folks do with success. But the point I'm trying to make here is that there is no real competitive advantage in terms of the strategies that people are picking. The biggest difference between a good, successful law firm and somebody who relies on referrals and isn't really getting to their revenue goals is that they are not executing as well, right? They are all doing SEO, but there's only room for 10 people on the first page of Google. And so you really need someone who's going to be able to execute the plan. And if that's not you, and you don't want that as part of your job as a lawyer, which I argue you shouldn't and don't want to do, you got to find good providers. You got to find people that have repeatable results that you can trust, you can let go and do their job. And it's the same thing as if the shoe was on the other foot. If I'm coming to you to get a business contract created, you don't want me in the middle of writing the contract. You don't want me scrutinizing every line, because it's not my expertise, right? Same thing with marketing. You need to find people that can execute the plan, right? And so it's important to set those trials up so that you can actually get that type of feedback in a reasonable time period, so that you're not spending tons of money on failed efforts and stuck in a 1-year contract or something like that. So when you find those people who can actually execute the plan, you want to then be an active participant in it, right? You don't need to be in the weeds evaluating the individual campaign, but you want to keep tabs on your core metrics, right? And so your core metric, I continue to argue, is going to be clients acquired, right? You should be focusing on that, and at every every period that you do a review, that's what you want to look at, right? Don't get bogged down in the vanity metrics or the individual stuff that they're talking about to show the progress of a campaign. Focus on that high level top line metric, right? And if they're not producing cases for you at that point, then what leads them to believe that they are about to start, right? And so you can then look a little bit deeper at those other metrics, but really you want to focus on working with these providers and spend a lot of time interviewing them, talking with them, really get to understand them. And that's going to save you so much time and pain and frustration down the line by just making that one initial selection right off the bat. And then as you go, keep working to ask them for opportunities to increase your investment, right? If you're getting a good return on your investment, they will likely have other ideas to scale up your current efforts or add on additional different strategies, and can help evolve the campaigns for better results.